Alright, so now that we've gotten our data, the next step is to actually analyze and do stuff with it, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with that. The first thing I want is to know, let's see which movies were the most rated, okay? And the most rated, I mean which movies received more ratings. So let's go ahead and start off with maybe the first 20, the most rated 20 movies, okay? So to do that, taking a look at our data, we can definitely start with title, okay? So what we want to do is we want to find out which movies are repeating more and more often, okay? So most rated is equal to lens, that's our new data frame, group by, so we're using that group by function, and then we're going to specify title, okay? And then once we specify title, remember the size function. That size function tells us where is it being repeated, all of the total places in which that specific name is being said. And now what we can also do is something called an order. Okay, what the order function is basically you can say, how do you want to ascend? Do you want it to make it ascending, descending? How should it work? So what we're going to do is we're going to say dot order ascending equal to false. Okay, and now to get the first 20 values, what we have to do is say at the end colon 20. So that's our most rated. And now if we say most rated, we get Star Wars 1997 or 1977 583, Contact 1997 509, Fargo 1996 508, and so on. Awesome job. So taking a look back at our code, we grouped it by title, okay? So wherever Star Wars got a review, that's where it got grouped, okay? And every single time Star Wars got a review or Star Wars was mentioned, that's where the size function came in. So every time Star Wars was mentioned or got a review, +1 was added, okay? And then we said order ascending equal to false, and by doing that, the biggest came instead of the smallest. And then colon 20 basically gave us the first 20 values. So it's a very simple code. I mean, hopefully you're understanding what's happening here, but there is a simpler way. This time I did it using the group by function because I wanted to show you how we can use it. But an easier way is to say lens.title.valueCounts. Okay? The value counts function basically returns you, hey, where are these values being repeated? And then just to 20, so that returns us the exact same thing. Star Wars 583, Contact 509, Fargo 508, and so on. So this is Pandas' function, the value counts, and it's quite nifty as you can see. So it's much more simple, but my goal above here was just to show you how you can use the group by function. Okay? So lens.title.valueCounts returned us those titles which are being repeated the most. Okay? So that's good stuff. Now let's go ahead and finish up this lecture by, I guess, maybe sorting it out. So what we can do is let's sort these movies out by which movies have the highest average score. Okay? So that's our goal right now, which movies have the highest average scores. To do that, what we need to do is, first of all, create a data frame having both the title, the rating, and as well as the size and the mean. So let's go ahead and do that. The way we're going to do this is movie stats is equal to lens.groupby title. So we're grouping it by the title again, except this time we're going to use the .agg function. It's called the aggregate function. And over here you're going to say rating so rating is our header or our heading, and then you're going to pass in two values here, the np.size, np.mean. Okay, so basically what this does is it's returning, so it's going to create us a data frame in which it has the title as one column, and then our second and third column will be under the class of rating, where one column will be the np.size, so it's going to return us the size of the title, again, what the function up above here was returning. And then the np.mean, so it's going to return us the mean of the ratings per se. So hit enter, and it gives me an error saying np is not defined. The reason for that is because I have not imported numpy. So go ahead and import numpy, and then let's go ahead and call this function. And printing out movie stats dot head, we get till there was you 1997, size is 9, mean is 2.333. 1-900, size is 5, mean is 2.6. So right now, let me quickly explain what's happening here. Till there was you was rated 9 times, and the average of those 9 ratings was 2.33. 101 Dalmatians was rated 109 times, and its mean rating was 3 stars. 12 Angry Men was rated 125 times, and its mean rating was 4.34. Okay, so that's what our function is doing right now, and it's working. However, there's one more thing we still have to do, and that is to ascend these movies to find out which has the highest rating. Okay, so right now it's giving us these random ratings. Our goal was to find out which movies have the highest average score, the highest rating. Okay, so doing that, what we're gonna say is movie stats dot sort. Okay, and in the sort function, you're gonna say basically what are we sorting? We're sorting the rating and we're sorting the mean. Where oops, forgot that extra quotation mark there. So rating comma mean, where we are saying ascending is equal to false. So again, we want the highest to come first, and then we want the head of this. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense to you. We're basically sorting it based on the rating, and part of the rating function is the mean. So rating was the entire thing. Rating was that entire column that we created over here, and then we're sorting the mean part of it. Hit enter, and we get they made me a criminal. Its size is 1, so it was only rated once, and obviously someone gave it a 5-star. That's why it's coming first. Star Kid actually looks pretty good. You got 3 people rated it, and they all gave 5 stars, so that's pretty neat. Anyways, awesome job. In this lecture, we covered quite a lot. We learned how to use the group by function up here, using the size and then ordering to say which ones we want to get first. And we learned how to use the value counts function. The value counts again returns those that are, whichever is coming the most, the value counts. And then we learned about the .hg function, which is the aggregate, where we're creating a column called rating using the NP, NP functions, the np.size and the np.mean. And we were able to get our data frame. And then what we did is we sorted the data frame based on the mean. Okay, so whichever had the highest mean, we said ascending equal to false, and we got the head of it. Awesome job, guys. Hopefully you're understanding what's going on. Again, this may seem a bit confusing to you, and I'm doing my best to explain here. I myself was severely confused as I was learning about this, as I was taking tutorials on this. So trust me, if you're confused, it's not something to be worried about. It is quite a confusing module. If you do have questions so far on, hey, what is this rating comma mean? What does this mean? Or what is this group by? What is this AGG? Stuff like that. Please don't hesitate to ask, and I will reply and get an answer for your questions. Okay, so that's it from my side. I'll see you in the next lecture.